Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to the Newcastle Guide for FM19. In these guides, we're going to look through all the stuff you know by now, unless you've not watched the others. We're just going to look at the finances, what the board expects us, what Nobby Mike Ashley expects us to achieve this season. Have a look at finances. I don't know why. See if he's given us any money to spend. Who knows? It looks like Rafa Benitez has just run off to retire in the sun somewhere and get away from Mike Ashley. But let's have a look. What do they expect us to probably win the league? Yeah, we're going to give you no money. We want you to win the league because Mike Ashley's a twat. Okay, mid-table FA Cup, 5th round, 4th round. Okay, finances, 23 million. Oh, Mike Ashley, you spoil us. We've also got 150 grand to spend. A quick look at the staff. Terrible. Ugh. Yeah, that needs a full rebuild. The medicals team's all right, but we've not got enough staff. We need to ask for more coaches. This is pretty terrible. Right, should we have a look at this squad then? We're going to sort of go through the squad briefly, talk about where we're going to spend our, 23 million pounds on, and see if it's achievable for mid-table. That's going to be the big thing. Right. In a goal, we have Martin Dubravka, the 29-year-old Slovakian. I knew that. I wasn't looking it up at all. Who's pretty decent. He's all right. And we signed him last year. We loaned him last year. We signed him, so we can't sell him anyway. But he's all right. Remember, we're only looking at maybe bringing in one or two players, so we've got to be quite selective. And Carl Darlow is a backup, who's a perfectly good backup. That's nice. Okay, centre backs. Fernandez, solid, lacking a little bit of pace. 29 years old, but he'll do for a season. That's my overview. Lascelles is our sort of youngster that's up and coming. He's 24 now, but he is going to still improve. Really good physicals, solid defensive attributes. Got passing of 11, so he can play out from the back a little bit. Good leader as well. Definitely want to keep him at the club. And then we've got Fabian Shah, who is 26-year-old Swiss international. Bags of experience, actually, for the Swiss national team. Acceleration, he's a little bit slow. I do like a double-figure acceleration for the Premier League, but he's much more of a ball-playing defender than Lascelles, so that might make quite a good partnership. He's a good player. And then we've got Paul Domit, who can play left-back, can play centre-back as well. Can he play centre-back? Yeah, he's not too bad. 12 jumping reach is a little bit on the low side, but it's okay. But left-back as well, he's a decent player. So we'll definitely be looking to keep him in the squad, like those versatile players. Kieran Clark, another guy that plays centre-back and left-back, although not really left-back, because he can't cross for shit. Maybe a defensive full-back, but he's all right, and he decent. Decent sort of fourth choice striker. He's not a striker, is he, Loki? He's clearly not. Fourth choice centre-back. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the centre-back selection. We've got Shah, Lascelles and Fernandez as our main guys. And then we've got Kieran Clark and Paul Dummett, who can come in and do a job if needed. So Paul Dummett is our main left-back. Is he our only left-back? He's starting to look like he is our only left-back. Kieran Clark being the other one. Okay, we might have found a weakness here, boys. Move you lot over there. So, right backs, we're fine. We've got Manquillo, who he was on loan at Liverpool for like 2 years, wasn't he? Never really made it. But they paid a chunk of money for it. He's pretty quick. He's okay. He's decent backup. And we've got Deandre Edlin, the American international, absolutely rapid. Defensively, not fantastic. Actually quite weak, to be honest. I don't know if you can make him a winger. His dribbling and crossing is not quite, and passing is not quite enough for a wing. It's one of those weird players. I'm not actually a massive fan of him, to be honest. If you made him a really attacking wing-back, therefore he doesn't have to defend as much, his crossing and dribbling is still a little bit weak. But he'll do for the season, but that's definitely somewhere I'd be looking. So both full-backs at the moment are looking a little bit fruity. Oh, we've got another centre-back here, maybe. Is he dead? Okay, we don't have another one. He's out for 8 months. Let's have a quick look at him. Excuse me. He's all right as a fourth choice, as a DM, but we're not going to see him this season anyway. Then we got Diarmi, a defensive midfielder, deep line playmaker. He's not a defensive midfielder. I don't know why I just made that up. I assumed he was. He's always struck me as that. He's definitely more defensive than going forward, but he's an all right player. But he is 31 now. He's valued at 10 million quick. We've got Isaac Hayden. He's definitely a more defensive player. Oh, a natural halfback, which is not too bad if we're going to use attacking wingbacks. And then we've got Ki Sung Young, 29-year-old deep line playmaker. So we've got a bit of depth in this central area. We've got Kennedy on loan from Chelsea, who's much more of an attacking player on the left-hand side. Not the quickest, but no real weaknesses in his game. But again, one of those players that's not exceptional in any area. But he's not going to play left back. Then we've got Voldemort, who's a sort of advanced playmaker, naturally. A little bit in and out. Okay, his attributes aren't bad. Dictates tempo, tries killer balls often. He's got 17 passing and 18 vision, so he's definitely capable of that sort of stuff. That's where we want him. He's important to real-life Newcastle and the way they play. Then we've got Sean Longstaff, who's our youngster. Not too bad. Couple of mentals missing, but as a 20-year-old, he's not too bad. He might get a few games. Bournemouth reject Matt Richie. Plays predominantly as a right winger, but is actually left-footed naturally, so maybe more of an inside forward. He's got the finishing for it. You could actually play him up front. Could really actually play him up front. 14 finishing, 14 first touch, 14 composure. Not too bad at all. He's got no height. He's 5'8". Shoots from distance, shoots with power, argues with officials. What's his long shots? 15. He's a good, well-rounded player. Very good player. So he'll get, obviously, plenty of game time. Then we've got Jakob Murphy, bit younger option. He's okay. Can play on both sides. He'll do as a sort of squad rotation. Then we've got Mutu, who's scored a couple of goals recently as a striker option. Well-rounded player without standing out. We've got Christian Atsu. He was on loan at Bournemouth, wasn't he? He was kind of crap. He's pretty shit, isn't he? I think we might look to sell Atsu unless we don't have any other players. We'll have a look at the youth teams as well in a minute, just to make sure. But, okay, Atsu's potentially somebody we could sell, maybe get 10 million. Jose Perez is a perfect number 10, maybe as a shadow striker. His passing is okay. Maybe not quite enough to be a playmaker, I don't think. I'd much rather have him either playing as a striker or an inside forward or a shadow striker. I think would suit him better. They got Hosselu, who's pretty turdage. Okay, I'm dumping Hosselu pretty rapid. 14 million, fucking yeah. Dropping him like hot brick, mate. Yeah. So there's some sort of 20 million pounds we could make potentially here. We've got Salomon Rondon on loan from West Brom, big target man. So we've made 20 million in dropping those two. We've got 20 million to spend. So we've got 40 million quid, boys. We need a left back. I think is definitely the first choice. Kennedy can't do left back. Paul Dummett is okay. He can be a rotational left back, backup centre back, but we need a first choice left back in my eyes. So I think we might be looking to maybe go £20 million on a left back. I think that would be fine for our defensive setup. And then going forward, do we need another striker? If we're getting rid of Atsu and Hosselu, we've got Rondon as a big lad, Mutu, who is a striker. If you want to play two up top, we're going to have to get another striker. Other than that, I'd actually just get another inside forward winger type. I'm probably going to go for more of a winger-based tactic this time round. I might go 4-4-2, you know. Might go a bit of old school. I'm not going to go through roles and stuff. But I'm just thinking, I don't mind Rondon. I think he's a decent target man. But target men generally need a buddy. So we've got Jose Perez. We saw Matt Richie can easily learn how to be a striker. I don't mind that, actually. I think doing something like this is a bit too optimistic for Newcastle. And we saw... I might look to sell... Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm buying a left back for 20 million. We've got 20 million pound left over. I'm probably going to get rid of Edlin because the pace is not massively important if you can't do anything else with it. It's like having Usain Bolt in your side. So I'm probably going to get a right back as well. And they don't have to be crazy amazing because they're going to mainly be used for defensive duties. They're not marauding fullbacks. So I think we can go for 2 solid fullbacks and then maybe another striker option. I think there's definitely work to be. We're fine in the middle. Either somebody that can play on the wings outside here. I'm not necessarily, like I said, I haven't set the roles. I'm just, you might use wide midfielders for a bit more security, etc., etc. But we've got Matt Richie and we've got a couple of other players, but there's lacking a little bit of depth there. But Perez and Rondon up front would do a job. We've got Mutu as well. We've got Richie there. So I'd actually go for a winger. We've got Matt Richie, who's actually left-footed. So I'm going to go old school and play a left-footed winger on the left like a crazy man. And then we might be looking to, then we would definitely be looking to get in a right midfielder. But so, I think 4-4-2 might actually suit Newcastle this year. I just wanted to mix things up from suggesting the same fucking formation every time. Quick thing I forgot to check, just to make sure we have any wonder kids in the Newcastle Academy. We've got a couple of decent players. There's relatively small under-23s. But we've got Freddie Woodman, a goalkeeper, which is nice, who actually looks like a really decent prospect. I actually might just make him my backup goalkeeper, to be quite honest. Needs to be getting game time, so maybe do loan him out if you don't plan to give him any game time at the club. And a few others. And the under-18s, there might be a few hidden gems here, but not much. Right, my friends, there we go. Also, as always with these guides, get involved in the comments if you're a Newcastle fan or if you've managed them recently or you're managing them on the new game. Let us know in the comments who you bought and sold, who did well, who did badly, tactics that you used, all that good stuff. Get involved, help each other out. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please do leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.